right, Todd here with Jeep Speed Shop. Here we have a problem that hate to start the video off that way, but we have a Jeep here that a shop did a carb legal conversion in. I'm not going to say what shop or what happened, but they tried getting this thing to pass smog, go into the referee, and it would go, but they modified some of our stuff. So here's the conversation that I'm going to have here. That we have a recipe, how we build stuff, how we put things together. And everything needs to be put together and done as our recipe, so that we don't have any problems. And so the driver's side pipe, pretty close to our recipe, modified a bit, but not a huge amount. This Jeep has a lean problem, and it keeps continuously having a lean problem, which is abnormal for our carb systems. And all of our computers have what they call a CVN number in them, so that we can keep track of tuning and modifications to our computers. It's factory. It's a factory thing. This is not like something we invented. Chrysler, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, Nissan, whatever, all these people have the CVN number in this computer for warranties. So if the CVN number is modified, then the warranty's void and you've tuned or did something to the computer. Well, this one here, the CVN number has not been modified, so that's okay, but it still has a lean problem. So as you can see, there's smoke around this Jeep. It's not on fire, but you shouldn't be seeing smoke. What I do on all of our exhaust jobs, here I have a smoke machine, and we check for exhaust leaks. Well, it's got exhaust leak up there at the flange. It's got exhaust leaks at all these welds. There's like little, you can't really see it with the camera, but there's like little poofs of smoke coming out at these welds. And there's a little bit of a leak around the O2 weld, because you look at oh man, that's a good weld, so all right, but not really a huge fan of that. But the referee is not going to fly with, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 welds before the cat, because they know that if there's an air leak, and usually welds have air leaks, then it will alter the O2 sensor reading. Okay, remember, it's reading oxygen in the exhaust pipe, and if you're adding oxygen to the exhaust pipe, then it modifies the tune and changes, and it's trying to fix the mixture problem. In this case, it's lean, right? So as you can see, I don't know if you can, but there's like smoke coming all out. There's like leaks all over this exhaust system. Now, I'm not positive of this, but I would assume that even if you had a leak behind the cat, it could pull some air in, right? Probably not as much so, but it's possible. And this Jeep's having problems. And so, I'm pointing out something very obvious, but to most people, maybe not. You can never ever have an O2 sensor pointing down. That is a no-no. Everywhere in the world, industry, the whole bit, it's like you can never have an O2 sensor pointing down. It needs to be, my motto is 3 to 9 o'clock on the top side of that. So up towards 12 o'clock, so on, is good. 3 to 9 going like from 6 o'clock is no good. Because what happens is water gets into the O2 sensor, shorts the O2 sensor out, burns up a computer, and starts obviously not working. And then we get lean or rich conditions and starts that snowball, right? So we never ever have the O2 sensor pointing down. That's a no-no. That's not gonna happen here. O2 sensors like that one back there need to be pointing upward. This one's upward. This one's close to being no bueno. It is right on the edge of what it should be. Possibly okay, because you get water in the O2 sensor, that's it. That O2 sensor's cooked, it's no good, and will not work properly. It needs to be on the top side, and that's right on the cuff. All right, so that's creating a problem. That's been a problem with this Jeep for quite a while. So it got sent to us to fix, and this is what I found. So it had a wrap on it like this. It had wrap all around the exhaust, had wrap on this side. I had to pull all the wrap off to see this because it was smoking really bad on this side. My smoker's off right now, so it's not smoking now, but it was definitely leaking up here. It was definitely leaking a little here. This weld, and this weld were all leaking. All right, so any oxygen at all gets introduced into the exhaust system, it fouls everything out. So this Jeep was having nothing but problems with O2s and fuel running, because it shouldn't have. It's one of our carb legal setups, and this one's been modified from our recipe. And when you modify from our recipe, I assume that nothing's going to work properly, and that's what's going on here. So I have to fix this pipe. And plus it's like so close to the floor, and there's the fuel lines. It's like, hooey, you know, so all these things you need to take in factors, right? As we're doing these things, you know, it's crucial, right? So I guess this video is going to be all about things that you shouldn't do, because I want this to work, and this is obviously not working. All right, so I'm going to walk out to another Jeep that got sent to us. So we're going to take a little walk out front here, and we're going to talk about another Jeep that is a problem. And this Jeep was from a long ways away. This one right here, from Kansas, and these are great guys, really nice. They did a great job doing this Hemi swap. All right, and got it all put together, started it up, went to drive it out of the shop, drove over a bump, and shut off and never restarted. And they worked on it for quite a while, and then decided, all right, I'm done. Uncle Todd, hey, can I send this thing to you, and can you fix it? I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll fix it. And here I am, the guy really is not doing many Hemi jobs anymore, but it seems like I am now. But whew, great job. These guys did awesome. Everything worked out good. They had all the wiring in right. Everything was awesome. Just wouldn't start. It would click and then not start or not do anything, or the dash would go crazy, and all kinds of electrical things would be happening in this Jeep. And it was getting really bad. I'm like, oh my God. Well, it burned out the ignition switch. It burned up the tip-em. All right, so then we're like, oh man, what next, right? So we're checking everything out. We're going through everything, and go to find out. I mean, you can't see it, but I'm gonna point back here with my finger. The ground wire to the engine harness was not tight. Caused a huge amount of havoc. With a ground wire being loose, it burned up the key switch, burned up the tip-em, and it actually burned up a computer, because you just kept trying to start it. The thing was being started maybe 1,000 times, and with not enough voltage, it just starts taking modules out. So we fixed the ground wire, boom, running. But now we have to fix a bunch of other things that got caused from the ground wire. Even though the ground wire's to the engine computer, it was spiking voltages and causing havoc in this Jeep. Now, I'm not saying the guys that did this, great guys, you know what I mean, did a great job. Just, you know, probably got in a hurry and missed the ground wire, right? And it happens. So it's like when you do these, you gotta, you know, go through it 2, 3, 10 times. Just make sure everything's tight and good, and don't be in a hurry, and just be, you know, go through a checklist maybe or whatever, right? I mean, this is a big job. And meanwhile, you know, this is not the first one of these. I've now seen 3 similar, not the same. I'm not gonna say they're all ground wires to the engine harness. It was like battery cable was bad on another one, and then we had another Jeep where they sandwiched the ground wire to the battery in between a plastic loom, and the loom insulated the ground wire and burned the starter up. So we've been seeing, for some reason lately, we've been seeing a lot of this kind of stuff going on. And I'm not going to say I'm you know, beat up or tired of it or whatever. I just want to help. This video is to help for everybody, just to see that things happen, right? And, you know, so now we have issues with guys tuning computers and modifying tunes. And then I guess we're seeing catalytic converters going out, and because, you know, we were calculating, I think we've sold 4,000 exhaust systems, and our ratio of cats going bad is pretty low. I mean, my black Jeep, I got 60,000, and our gray Jeep, it has not a lot, 10,000 miles, and we have quite a few around that have been getting good mileage, and, you know, we're not seen any kind of cat problems. But back to our you know, secret sauce, or not secret, but our method. And in all of our computers, we have a CVN number. We're gonna have to start saying, if that CVN number is modified, then we can't really warranty anything. Can't warranty cats, can't warranty computers, because you deviated from what I think works to something that is an unknown. And how am I going to say, oh shoot, you know, whatever, right? Because now we're seeing guys flashing computers, bricking computers, and, you know, I do everything I can to help and support, but, you know, I don't know what to say at this point, right? I think these things run good stock, but everybody wants to do more, and totally capable of doing that. I don't have a problem with it. It's just that I don't know much about more. I just know about what we do, how we do it, how we lay it out. We don't HP tune stuff. Everything's pretty much factory stock and works for us. But when stuff gets modified, I don't know what to say, right? I mean, this intake manifold, I get why we were doing that, so you could put the air cleaner over on this side. I mean, but, you know, the only thing modified here would be that it doesn't have a short runner valve, and this is some big aluminum intake, and I don't know if that would say that's a bad thing, but it's what we could do. It's what we had to do at one point, and now we're changing. We're putting the air cleaner back over here, and then we got to modify all this. But just some basic things that we've been doing, and changes, and, you know, I just trying to talk through this thing because I want everybody to have a good experience. I don't want, you know, people to have a bad experience. So, whew, this was a lot this week, man, I tell you, or last week too. It's been a lot of this, and I'm like trying to figure out how to stop it. How do we stop it? You know, how do we stop, you know, problems, have everybody have good experiences, things work out? I mean, I know how my competitors do it. They don't sell kits to the public. They say, nope, you got to be a licensed installer, and you have to do it our way. You got to go through a class. You got to do a buy-in. You know, I'm just not that guy. So part of this is my fault, right? Because I'm sitting here trying to make it cheaper for everybody, get it to work for everybody, and, you know, I don't know how to train anybody and tell everybody how to do it better, I guess, if you're doing it at home. You know, I am a mechanic. I've been a mechanic for 45 years. Man, I guess I just have that point in my head where I just go, well, everyone should know. It seems common sense, right? But I don't know. I'm not the best teacher. And I'm trying to see what to do better, how to improve, how to make this better, how to deviate and get rid of problems, and have all this stuff be awesome. So, all right, well, you can give me comments, tell me what I'm doing right or wrong, or what should be changed, because I'm trying to improve. We're not selling Jeep Speed Shop. I'm going to keep it until I die, and then Liz can have it or whatever, but we're not getting rid of it. And I'm going to keep trying to improve, and we're trying to make things better. So I guess this is a long drawn out video on this, but I've been seeing it too much, and I need to figure out how to put a stop to it. I want everybody's experience to be better, and I want to help. So yeah, you can comment and, you know, help me help everybody else. And I mean, that's what our Facebook group is too, is for everybody to share information to make this the best thing possible. So whew, mouthful, man, holy crap. So all right, Jeep Speed Shop out.